What is up, internet? It's your boy Tinku, and this week I'm gonna be talking about a manga that was requested to me by a user in the comments. I was chatting back and forth, and they go, "Hey, what do you think about this one?" So I went ahead and looked it up and read it, and I'm just gonna talk about my thoughts on it. Before we get started, don't forget to watch those videos, like those videos, sub to the channel, guys, and keep hitting me up in the comment section. I like it, and it's just enough to where I can keep up with everybody and interact with them. So I love doing that. So with all that said, let's go ahead and get started. Today we're gonna be talking about a manga that's not officially released yet or has an official release. It's kind of rough finding an English name for it, and the Japanese name is super long. Basically, the name is Jigoku no Goka de Yakari Suzukita Shonen Saikyo no Hano Sukai tu Nate Fukatsu Suru. And I tried to find an English name for it. There was a few. The best one I found was the boy who had been continuously burned by the fires of hell revived. He became the strongest flame user. I read it, and it's quite interesting. I found it quite intriguing. I read everything I could find on it because the premise really had me from the very beginning. It revolves around our main character, Valflair. And Valflair is a shaman of this village who has a bunch of fire mages in it. They are the guardians of the gates of hell, where the hellfire or hell flame is kept. And every 1,000 years, they have to sacrifice somebody to the gates of hell, or else the hellfire would go out of control and consume the world. So that's the whole point of existence. Well, of course, Valflair is going to be the sacrifice. A couple reasons. One, he's not really of the village. His master or his sensei found him when he was a baby and raised him. And despite his master's protest, the village decided he's the one that's going to be sacrificed because he has no family and is not really from the village. This part is what really got me too, because Valflair just mans up, says, "I'm grateful for everything you've done for me. I appreciate it. If I can save the world, then I'm going to go ahead and do it." And he goes. He opens the gates of hell. His master does. He walks in and closes it. It's torture in there, apparently. The fire slowly consumes your body, and then it consumes your soul. And you have no concept of time in there, because basically you're being burned by, hellfire, the fires of hell. His body gets burned up, and he's sitting there waiting for his soul to get burned up, and it doesn't. He just sits there. And over time, he gets used to the heat or the fire, and it doesn't hurt him anymore. He's not in any pain, and he's like, well, this is kind of taking a while. And he's going to explore, and he finds these gems in the hellfire. These gems go inside of him and gives him a new body and extinguish the fires of hell. Basically, he absorbed them. So he goes, wow, okay, I can leave. So he leaves the gates of hell because he basically absorbed the hellfire, and these gems gave him, mysterious gems by the way, gave him a body so he can leave. And he's not familiar with his surroundings. Everything's different. The trees are all everywhere. It's like a jungle now. Well, this is where he saves two people from a bunch of bandits. We have Prima, who is a princess, and her guard, Ashira. They were being raided by bandits, and he saves them and shows off some of his power, and it's intense. The fact he told him that he's from the fire shaman village trying to find his way back, they got confused because they're like, that village doesn't exist anymore. They got wiped out over 1,000 years ago. So basically he's been in there for so long, 1,000 years have passed. They have a nice touching moment about him and his master. Don't want to ruin that part because it's a very touching moment and it's really good. When he's in the future, finds out what's going on. So he decides he's going to become a bodyguard of this princess who's being hunted by her own family because there is a war for the throne going on, and I guess she's like the #1 choice even though she doesn't want it. So the rest of her family's trying to have her killed. He's going to travel with her, travel to see the world, and protect this princess to get her to the country she's trying to reach to be saved. And that's pretty much what the story revolves around. One of the things I don't like is I'm not really a big fan of Ashira because she's pretty thirsty for the princess, like pretty bad, and it gets kind of annoying almost, but I can forgive that because there's a whole other aspect to it too, that there are these angels, like actual angels, who are pretty much the bad guys. They basically rule the world, they control the flow, they control the kingdoms and such. She is being hunted by them now, kind of. Using his power, he fights them, and so it's kind of interesting how like he's like their natural enemy basically, because they're the ones that wiped out the fire mages over 1,000 years ago. So that whole aspect's really good. There's only like 22 chapters out that I found, but so far it's intriguing. It has me, in there. Tell me what you guys think. Have you guys read it? Are you guys interested in it? Tell me down in the comments down below. I think it'd make a great anime, to be honest with you. Just remember, guys, if you can't trust a fat guy you met on the internet, then who can you trust? And everybody have an awesome, awesome day.